In this video, I'm going to talk about how to name binary acids. First of all, what does binary mean? Well, bi means two. So a binary acid is an acid that contains two elements, and one of those is going to be hydrogen. It will be in the front of the formula, some number of hydrogens, and then a second non-metal will be our second element. So our H will be paired with something from over here, like carbon or nitrogen or oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur. These are what make acids. However, to make binary acids, we are going to have the most often a halogen, which is in this second to last column next to the noble gases. This column 17, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, this column. And the charge on those when they make an ion is -1. Hydrogen is +1. So it ends up being a 1-to-1 ratio when you have a binary acid made with a halogen. HF, HCl, HBr, HI, and while theoretically we could have an HAT with our bottom halogen, we really don't have much of that, so you're not probably going to see that. The way that you name these is you have the prefix, which means in front of the name, hydro. And the suffix, the end of the name, is going to be ic. So it's going to look like hydro something ic acid. This middle name comes from the other element that the hydrogen is bonded to. For example, HF is with fluorine. So its name is going to be hydro. Our second element was fluorine, so fluor. And then ic. So we take the INE off of fluorine, change it to IC, and this is hydrofluoric acid. Our second one here, this is chlorine. Again, we're going to start with hydro. Since it's a binary acid, only two elements. Now chlorine becomes chlor. Take off the INE and put an IC. Ic, hydrochloric acid. This is the acid that's in your stomach digesting your food. You may want to pause the video for a minute and see if you can name our last two. Resume when you're ready to check. This one will be hydro bromine. We're going to take the brome, take off the INE, and put IC, hydrobromic acid. And the last one, hydro, this is iodine, so IO, take off the INE, put an IC, hydroiodic acid. So the fluor, chlor, brome, and iode come from our second element. Now, just because it's a binary acid and has two elements doesn't mean it only has to have two atoms. So we can have a binary acid like H2S. Since sulfur has a -2 charge as an ion, it takes two hydrogens to balance it out. It's still a binary acid, starting with our hydrogen, so it's an acid, and binary because there's only two elements. So we start with hydro. This is sulfur. Now it doesn't have an INE ending, so we're going to keep sulfur and then IC, acid. Hydrosulfuric acid. Here's our middle part of our name, which corresponds with our second element. Another one might be H3P. Again, it's binary because only 2 elements, even though there's 4 atoms. And P is phosphorus. So we're going to start with our hydro. Notice they all have hydro in the front. This is phosphorus. So we're going to keep phosphor, but we're not going to keep the OUS. We're going to change it to an IC, acid. Hydrophosphoric acid. Notice all of them have hydro in the front. All of them have IC at the back. And the middle part comes from the name of our second element. I hope this has helped. Please come back and visit my site for other videos on chemistry topics. Have a great day.